Oh, hot. Also delicious. A German family spends the summer vacation in their French villa. The facade of their seemingly perfect life begins to crumble one evening when they hit a young woman on the country road and take her in. Behind the initial willingness to help, completely different needs soon come to light. Everyone in the family seems to be looking for something different in the woman, wanting to use her, a mistake that will soon be avenged and change the whole family's life. Alright, it seems fitting that for this review, I will be checking out some Munchies. So if you're into that, stick around to the end where I've got 2 different snacks to try. Alright, so this German and French film shares a central concept with a couple of other films. I'm not going to mention them now because that's kind of part of the mystery and the drama, but I will give you the titles at the end with plenty of warning, just in case you need or want to know before diving into this movie. So the film opens with a jarring and foreshadowing sequence. It's oddly funny, and it illustrates how much the 4 family members are in this isolated bubble, going through life seemingly untouched by anything around them. Then, on their first evening of their holiday, driving home somewhat inebriated, the family hits a young woman named Theodora with their car, then invites her home so they can care for her, which leads to her staying and working for them. It's kind of a messed up job interview. Hey, I know we don't know each other, but if you don't report us, we'll let you stay here, eat our food, and we'll pay you. Oh, but you have to become our maid and cook. Deal? I mean, you have to move past the semi-ridiculous arrangement to enjoy the surprises that are going to follow. Now, tension is established almost from the start. While the parents are a little lovey-dovey and affectionate, there's also a strain between them. And I like how this creates agitation and discomfort for us. We can feel something that's slightly off in their relationship, but because we're just meeting them, it's vaguely defined. And the movie, I thought, was shot beautifully. I mean, we get a lot of wide shots to give us a taste of the scenery and the opulence that the family's enjoying. And these shots also allow so much to be happening within the frame, and thanks to some long takes, we don't have to rush to scan the screen to catch whatever's happening. We're given the time to take it all in. Some character movements, conversations, environments, just all of it. Now, the movie doesn't hide some of the intentions of the people that we meet, but that's also what helps to build the unease. We don't know the scheme or their motive, and thanks then to some subtle manipulative behaviors by characters, they are able to become chameleons and then blend into each situation to meet their needs. Now, for as smart as the parents are told to be, they make some dumb decisions within the story. Now, these conveniences are what help to propel the plot easily, and while they can be frustrating situations that make you yell at the TV, the setups are intriguing. So I was able to forgive and then move past a lot of them just out of curiosity for what the accommodation was going to create. Now, through at least half of the film, we're just watching the family interact, which is good for development and then informing on whether or not we want to get invested in them. What's funny, at least to me, is that while each of the family members are shown to be caring and nice, we're also privy to their darker side, where their behaviors show their souls, which then breaks that outward facade that they put on. This also goes for Theodora. She is a bit cagey, adapting her persona to whichever family member that she's attempting to influence. Now, I like how the apprehension builds. After Theodora ingratiates herself deeply into the family's interactions, the scenes become odd, then twisted, and then just flat out disgustingly nuts. This only works because we're able to patiently watch the family over several days, or weeks. Time is indeterminate. But cracks in the relationship begin to show, and then they're exploited to become intentional chasms. And once that happens, the prey is then separated from the herd, and it's extremely vulnerable. I loved portions of this. The manipulation and scheming, they're psychologically twisted, but they're what make the eerie feelings creep up on you. Now, I think you'll be able to pick up on what's happening before any visual confirmation is given, but that doesn't negate or minimize the ick factor. One thing, though, that I didn't buy comes towards the finale, where a character has made some choices and then just gives in to their fate. And knowing what we do about this character, it's way out of line from what's expected. It's still dark and disturbing, but also unbelievable, and not in a good way. Also, for many of the villains, they are strangers. Now, I'd say they're nameless, but we are told their names. But because we mostly only watch actions from them, I can't remember anything in particular about who they are. I mean, a bit of the unknown creates potential menace. Also makes them generic in this presentation. Now, a bunch of morality plays are interwoven within the storytelling, allowing us to peek in on what a character would do when presented with an opportunity that may go against what they say they believe. And the drama that comes from this, it's both obvious and uncomfortable, always reinforcing the inherent character flaws, even though we can see them coming from way off. And whether that's resentment, secrecy, jealousy, or lust, each character is confronted with choices that question their integrity and motives. And just as the opening scene shows us chaos erupting around tranquility, this also plays out for the family once they arrive at their destination. They believe they're immune to any outside influence if they ignore it, masking insecurities and frustrations while eroding their familial ties by allowing issues to just go unaddressed and fester. Now, I like that because this has an increasing amount of discomfort, and the pacing also gains momentum. I mean, the movie is an hour and the answer to life, the universe, and everything minutes long, and it didn't drag. Scenes aren't extended unnecessarily, which is efficient with the editing, helping to keep everything flowing and highlighting key actions to amp up the mystery while also not skimping on too much detail. When there are those thinner moments within the plot, I chalk those up to just shortcomings in the writing. Luckily, though, the story as a whole makes sense and it is cohesive. Now, just as a warning, some visuals and actions could make you gag just a bit. I mean, there are a couple of ick moments that work well with the story, and then they reinforce exactly what they're meant to. But, they're gross. So overall, while Delicious borrows its central idea from other films, the increasing dread of the situations creates uncomfortable interactions that lead to grotesque consequences that emotionally and intellectually conflict with the beauty of the shots. The plot is helped along greatly through conveniences, allowing actions to be fulfilled that aren't necessarily rational. With excellent character development, at least with the family, we're given flawed personalities that can be endearing and maddening simultaneously. And while much of the progression becomes obvious, there's still a lot of uneasy drama leading to shocking outcomes. And while this isn't flawless or perfect, it is a fun, disturbing watch. There's sex, no nudity, a bunch of profanity, and then some really nasty violence. I give Delicious 3.5 out of 5 couches. So what are some uncomfortable movies that you have seen? Or maybe movies that involve food? Anything good that you can recommend to me in the comments below? I'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. Bon appetit! Okay, so now I have got 2 different munchies to try out. I've got a drink, which is very different. Redneck Cafe Bacon Hot Chocolate. Yeah, I opened the package. It says it's naturally flavored. I actually got this at work. Somebody had left it out and just was like, here, you can have it. I didn't ask where they got it. You can probably look it up online if you just search Redneck Cafe and then Bacon Hot Chocolate. But I got to tell you, I opened up the bottom so that it was easy so you could see the top of the name and stuff. But it smells like burnt leather. It's maybe with some dirt. So I'm not really thrilled at trying this. But let's give it a go, okay? I have it. It's been sitting here for a little bit, so it's not overly hot, but that doesn't smell any better. I mean, it doesn't smell like leather, but it I don't know. It doesn't have a bacon smell. I don't know. Here we go. Huh. Surprisingly, that's not horrid. Okay, dirt flavor now. That's, and smoke. Lots of smoke. Like campfire smoke, not, I don't know, pipe smoke. I don't know, whatever. There's house burning smoke, which is, forest fire. That's not good. But yeah, no, I don't recommend the Redneck Cafe Bacon Hot Chocolate. It's lingering in my mouth and it's rather gross. It's, okay. Hopefully this next munchie is going to cleanse that palate. I got some Chewy Chips Ahoy Red Velvet cookies. So they're cream cheese flavored chips and artificially flavored. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I'm I'm not a huge fan of Chips Ahoy Chewies. They tend to have like this chemically taste to them. I don't know why. But I like red velvet a lot. Like it's a weakness. So I'm willing to forgo that part of it in hopes that it will, won't be too chemically, but it will be more red velvety. As you can see, it is definitely like a maroonish color, very close to brown. Okay, let's go. I mean, there's all the white-ish chocolate chips or chips. I don't know. Whoop, spilling crap. Well, dog's going to be happy for that. It's drier than your normal chewy Chips Ahoy. It has this, I don't know if you can see that. I'm looking at the screen here a little bit. This cream filling type of thing. The chemical taste has now really become present and at the front of the palate. Is that how they say it? I don't know. This isn't horrible. It's very rich. Not altogether pleasing. Just kind of right in the middle. It's like, it's okay. If I saw them sitting out, I would take one, eat it, and then wish that I had the crunchy Chips Ahoy Reese's Pieces or Reese's Peanut Butter Cup ones. Those are, that's a problem. If you ever get those and you like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and you like Chips Ahoy, oh, I've eaten the whole package just in one sitting, which if my doctor's watching, I didn't do that. That was just a lie. Okay, so that's the Munchies. Redneck bacon hot chocolate, gross, disgusting. Just stay away from it. Red Velvet, Chewy Chips Ahoy. Okay, if you're into that, you can grab them at pretty much any grocery store. But as promised, here are the movies that Delicious borrows themes from. So if you don't want to know, go ahead and tap out now. Okay, I'll wait. Okay, I've waited. Funny Games, Raw, Bones and All, and We Are What We Are. Plus, there are probably a bunch others. I mean, if you know about any of these films, you will understand the central plot and themes that are going in. So enjoy. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.